Hello. Hello, people in the future who are watching this. I appreciate you. Maybe you can't watch us live, but in the future, you're watching us, and that's awesome. But I now have to get ready for the people who are watching us live. Doesn't mean that you're not important. It just means I gotta, you gotta talk to people who are in the room, not just the folks who are gonna be in the room eventually. Hope you get me. Okay. Ooh, Snowman Makin. That's me. That's my eyeball. Is my computer muted properly? Yes. Holy moly, there's a lot of people on already. And it's going to be me and Stacy on comments for a bit, and then the wife is going to join. Stan is here in the back room. It is Krampusy and Snowman-y wonderfulness this evening. Yeah. All right. Christine Salvati, John C., Michelle Schulte, Line Cook Thor, 2006 Jamie Faxton, Patrick Redding, Skin and Bones, Finn Godwell, Rachel Powell, Edson Juice, Big Dog Masks, Nate Slankard, Scott Coldheart, Ron Sheps, Realms, What Will Be Your Nightmare? Hi. Ella's Fire, Jekyll and Hyde Creations, Mike Jerzanowski, Jeremiah Dempsey, Head Static, Larry Hughes, Riot Demon, throw back a bottle of beer, Rob O'Brien, Ken Zarish, DM Cash, Warmonger, Sons of Wayne? Did I see that correctly?
Yeah,
Sons of Wayne. Hello. Like Bruce Wayne, because there's a bat symbol. Hello. It's Batman. Don't tell anybody, but it's Batman. Richard Gladden, Chad Smith, Mitch Galloway. Hello in North Carolina. Big Dog Masks. Angie Rogers, Rodney Pope, Chad Bedwell. Chad, I don't know that I have seen you on. It's very good of you to join us. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you. Kiss My Glass Custom Engravings is on. Edson Juice.
Ron?
Skin and Bones. I think I said hi to them. JLR 538LM. Scott Coiner. Ian J. Outdoor Adventures. Paul. Hello, Paul Bennett. Ron. I talked to Ron. I said hi to Ron already. Ron doesn't get two hellos. Dusty Jennings. John Lowell. Stanley S., Maxine Guerra, and Guerrera. That took a little bit for me to do. Anthony Pantano, Ross Reichert, Know Your Joe, last one, Warmonger. Hi, everybody. Whew, we got that out of the way.
Hi, guys.
Horror Beauty. Hi, Horror Beauty. Not like I wasn't happy to see you, but like I'll slip that one in there. Like you and Susan Atai, you get another hello. And I guess Chris Fry too, just to keep me caught up. All right.
Long timers get.
Oh, you know what? You do get two hellos sometimes if I'm not paying attention. And let's face it, I'm not good at that.
Just when Alan does the intro, it sounds like the guy from messing up, featuring Leslie Jones.
Good old Leslie Jones. I have been told that I have an announcer voice. Okay, at least I can go into announcer voice mode. All right, so I have little snowman hats right here. Hello. All right, I have snowman hats, and I'm going to put screen tops on them so that these guys can vent. The masks could get hot, and to keep them from getting too hot, a screen upper will allow airflow through the mask as long as I cut a hole in the head.
Big Dog Mask says hello, or Beauty says hello, Stacey, hope you're well. I'm good, thanks. Ezekiel says, hey, all ads in the house.
Hello, Ezekiel.
Chris Fry asks, where do you get fun fur for clown?
Okay, so I don't do a lot of clown hair. And you know what? I wouldn't use fun fur for clown hair because it's so short. I think the clowns look best with long hair. And I would do JBS hair the same as I normally do. They have some real good neon colors. But if you want different colored fun fur, I get that from Monterey Mills. Yeah, Monterey Mills. And on their website, they sell yards and yards and yards of fun fur. Monterey Mills. It's an industrial site, so be ready for that. It's not a fancy, modern, slick website that's easy to navigate and use. It is an old school industrial website.
Anthony Thomas says, I got a greeting, I feel special.
You should feel, you're a special person.
Ross Richard says, come on, Telework Studio. They need to hear me on Knox on the Moon.
Well, and you know what? If they're not here, then we don't say that. That's how that goes.
Skin and Bones, woohoo, I got 2 hellos.
Who got 2 hellos?
Skin and Bones.
Well, I'm not going to say hello to him next time. Or her next time.
Shell Schultz says, hello, fellow creepers. Thank you, Scott Kohler, for sharing our PayPal donation link.
That is very kind.
Warmonger says, I got 2 hellos, I'm special. At least that's what my teacher used to tell me.
Yeah.
Ron Sheps asks, have you seen World of Monsters' latest video? It's on Lovecraft Monsters. There's some that would make awesome masks.
I have not seen it yet, but I will. I will. I just sent him an email today because I helped him judge the his art contest that he had.
Oh, wait. Edson Juice says, maybe get a circle and say, I see Stacy, like the old Ron.
As soon as wife gets here, I'll start rolling around the room with you on camera.
Chris Fry says, thank you for the clown hair.
No problem, Chris. I didn't even charge a clown tax on that one.
Clapping emoji says, Alan considers clowns too pedestrian.
No, I don't consider them too pedestrian. I think there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them, and you know, I think it's like feral cats. We need to get a few of them fixed.
1980 says, there's no place like foam. No place like foam.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're going to build a whole mask out of insulation, you should give it some venting. So this will look solid, but if you're above the snowman looking down, it'll be dark in here, so you still won't see nothing.
Thank you, Scott Kohler, the Monterey Mills link. Chris Price says, I may dye wool for this clown, but if it looks bad, I'll try fur.
You know, dyed wool I think is going to be just fine. And yarn, look at how they make yarn hair falls. That's great for clowns.
Skin and Bones is sad.
What? Yes? Okay.
Those
So
are mine. I haven't been
my
over
wife
them.
just
Sorry.
got here, and she thinks that I only brought over cookies for me, and I didn't bring them some delicious cookies. I brought them cookies, but only Stan ate his.
I ate 2 delicious cookies.
Listen.
And I ate
working.
my 2 delicious
I was
cookies.
sewing.
I'm going to take these delicious cookies over to Stacy.
Skin and Bones says, no, please, say hello to us next time.
Oh no, you get nothing. You got 2 today. You should be happy with what you got. I'll forget by then. You know that's true.
That's true. Ron Chef says, hey, White. Hey, Ron. Lisa Art says, woot, early tonight. Nice.
Not early, just on time.
Chris Price says it's his first clown.
That's my wife. Say hi, wife.
Hello, did you respond to Ron's shirt picture?
No, Ron's shirt picture.
Beastman sheets.
Oh, I did. Yeah, that's a great shirt. I love that shirt.
Jennifer Pugh says hello.
We were almost Twinkies. Say hi, Stan.
Hi, everybody.
Say hi, Stacy.
Hi, Stacy.
And I'm gonna. Stacy's working on Grinch hoods,
Yes.
and Shannon is doing comments, and I'm doing snowman hats, and then I'm doing snowman heads, and then Stan is moving to Krampus LEDs. So
That's right.
yeah.
Big Dog asked, Stacy, does the glue gun say black glue only? Yes, yes it does.
It does.
We have a dedicated
Now put the
black
video
glue.
up here.
Yes.
We have her on comments.
Do the thing.
Shannon is the Red Cross providing folks grub.
She is. She was very concerned that they didn't get cookies also.
Sean C. I made cookies too. I can't wait.
I love cookies.
No. Very good.
All right, so I think it's going to be really nice having the video on the screen.
Oh, God.
If it stays well.
Listen,
What?
that was entirely too much of my butt on screen there.
Well,
Sorry.
there you go.
Brown says,
Doing the work.
where do you get the foam that you put in the masks and how much does it cost?
The foam that I put in the masks. Which kind? I mean, like to space a head out, like upholstery foam, it should be very cheap. But you can go to an upholstery supply company and or an upholstery shop, and they'll probably give you cutoffs for free, or sell you a big bag of cutoffs for super cheap.
Ross right. Stan, come hither so we can see your socks.
There are no magic socks tonight.
No, it's cold in Texas. Stan's wearing boots.
I got shoes.
Come hither.
Got all Shakespeare real quick.
There we go. That's hat, yo. Okay. And we, of course, will paint it with Flex Seal. And I'll trim the other.
EMJ Outdoors, I'm putting a link up for you.
What are we linking?
Grouch mask. He's asking if you have grouches on the website right now. I just sent him the link. Ezekiel says, yay, Stan, socks, bud. Ken Zarish says hello. Edson says hello.
Hello.
Ron would like to know what's considered cold in Texas.
Well, I mean,
Did you say 80?
Below 80.
Stan says below 80. That's comfortable in Texas. Well, I would say cold is always, 50s, I'd say it's good and chilly, and then cold happens in the 40s.
Cold begins there. Realm says, no, you can when you do a foam-filled mask, but thanks for tell me that you got pre-upholstered foam at the places.
Realms,
Realms,
do that again.
I can't.
I need one sentence, like strung together, full coherency. Coherency 100
And then
is
I
what I'm
can
looking for,
get you
sir.
an answer.
And we will
Chad
be happy to
says,
help.
Besides my caulk screw up, how did my door sticker look?
He looked pretty good. He looked pretty good.
Captain Mojo. How about polyfoam? I know a good place to buy, trying to fill out some silicone skins.
Holly. Well, I get my AB foams from Biddy, so yeah. See, and I always call it AB foam. I don't the polyfoam. People called it that on Face Off, but I'm just used to calling it AB foam.
Hey, Skin and Bones would like to know if we're gonna get a story time tonight.
Probably.
Probably, because I drink a lot of soda, so the odds of me having to tinkle. That's what story time is all about. I have to go tinkle. And when I do that, I don't like leaving you guys unattended, because who knows what kind of trouble you'll get into.
Shenanigans.
You guys can't be trusted.
Tutwork Studios.
On Ox on the Moon!
Says hello. CEC Hangout says, would love more Christmas-themed videos like the evil gingerbread one.
More are coming. More are coming. That's how it do.
Rick Phipps, have you ever tried to make a Halloween mask in style of Ben Cooper or Collegeville?
No, I haven't. I don't do a ton of vacuum form. It just doesn't hold up well for haunted house use. So I would. Okay. So the answer, I guess, is yes.
That's it.
But we didn't do it out of vacuum form. We did them out of EVA foam, and we did them on welding face guard flip down helmet rigs, so that there was an EVA foam like classic mask here, and then they could flip it up, and there was like a bird makeup underneath. Good times.
It was painted by our costuming Shannon Tillery. And
Yes, she did most of the foam work on them too.
Yeah, they were fantastic.
I think I started them, and she took it over and whooped me.
Realm says, sorry, I'm eating and typing with one hand. The kind of foam that you use to foam fill a mask. Thanks for telling me that you can go to an upholstery foam shop and get some for free sometimes.
Okay, to foam fill a mask, you have seen me use Loctite foam on here, and I have used I've used Loctite foam, and I have used I've used AD foam.
Do we have
So-
anything that needs a green soul patch? It's the perfect little
Maybe stand.
stand. You need a green soul patch.
I have Prozate. We can make that happen.
Almaki says, I got to watch the Sparking Prop video
Yes.
today. Great information and bonus puppy invasion was awesome.
Yes, there was indeed a puppy invasion.
Jennifer Few asks if Jones is here. Hashtag show the kitty.
Joe's not here right now. I'm sure he'll show up
Jones is eating.
because Shannon is over here. All right, so this does not look like a snowman mask right now, but this is not how they start. This is like many hours into it, because snowmanning is not for sissies. These are not easy masks to make.
YouTuber I know is making real realistic snowman costumes from spray paint.
Okay.
Victoria's Secret says hi all and hi hounds. 1980 says it's the Borex. Anthony Hantano, did you check out my rush band stitching on my arming double?
I did see that. And I wanted to ask you, why do you have the Rush logo on your arming doublet? Like, to me, those two things, like, kind of don't go together.
Carrie Flanagan, hey Carrie.
Like, I don't even think Rush is a very violent band.
You're not going to be able to open for a Christmas show.
No.
Edson says, my wife knows Alan knows us too well. Mike Murphy, did I miss how you made that snowman mask?
I don't know how much I have done lots of these in the past on them, so if you look Snowman on my YouTube channel, I'm sure you'll find some.
If the caulking doesn't turn clear, can I just airbrush the hairlines and bring them in to make it easier? Asks Chaz.
Yes, you can.
How recently have you flipped this guy?
Very recent.
Very recently?
Yeah, before I cut this fur.
Okay. Fur just eats it up.
What's that? Is that an Eddie above the snowman? It looks like you used a bear head.
No, this is an EVA foam helmet. It looked like a Ninja Turtle until I put the fur on it. But now I'm hitting the fur with the heat gun, and that is making the texture of the snow.
Will it be a bloody snowman?
No.
Randy and Leo say hello.
Hello.
Rob O'Brien, and now we all know why you do not put your fur in the dryer.
That's right.
Angie Rogers reminds me of the evil snowman print guy that scares people on the street.
Yes, it does. His costume is all spray foam.
Lisa Eric, I can smell that from Washington State.
This actually doesn't really smell. It smells vaguely like toasting. It smells like I'm toasting something, which is all coming out of the heat gun. The fur itself, it's not the smell of hair, because this is nylon.
Has some noise. Not that
Fort Diesel, have you seen Troll Hunter? It's a found footage movie about college students swimming the work of the Nordic Troll Hunter.
Yes, I have. I own it.
Warmonger, you can also make a log of a snowman from this guy not following it.
I guess, yes.
Blackcraft 27 says hello, Curveball's right.
Hello.
Captain Mojo, that's synthetic fur, right? That's why it lets in the texture.
Yes, it is.
Brenda Miller says, now I want toasted marshmallows.
Don't we all? Don't we all?
Says Rich. Here's Alan doing seminars at Transville.
Yes, I am. I have to remember what they are because I submitted them last year, so I'll have to look it up. But yes, I'm doing all the seminars at Transworld this year that I was supposed to do last year.
Know your dough. What is that mask called when it is all furry besides not a snowman?
It's not. Because that's part of the process. That's like, what is the mask called when it's still latex in the bucket? I don't give it a name until it's done.
Ezekiel says, I think the bald patch is for the top hat.
Yes, the top hat will go up here. Now that looks much more snowman-like. We have another.
Thank you, sir. May I have a minute?
Chris Dad, my power has been out for 2 days because of bad storms, so I'm going to go before my power dies.
Oh.
Have fun making
Well, you're
stuff.
cutting
You're
things.
for the rest of your night.
Thanks for watching, Head Static.
Ezekiel says, don't eat the yellow snow here. Brandy and Leo, anyone else wishing you were part of this family because of how awesome they are? God, I would love to be able to do stuff like your weekends.
You can do stuff like this. You might have to do it at a smaller scale based upon where you're working and and what you have experience doing, but you can absolutely do stuff like this. Nothing that I do is not inaccessible to people. I think that you should be able to do everything that I do. And maybe you can't jump on making latex masks right away because you don't have a workshop situation or you don't have a lot of money. Start making paper mache masks. Start making paper mache masks. Those are really cheap to make, and all of those sculpting skills are going to carry over until you can go into other types of mask making. I'm going to do some videos on other types of mask making, just so people have another conduit and don't think that they have to spend all that money. I normally leave them alone. I let the customers cut them if they need it.
Rush has medieval songs like Armor and Sword, and they do sometimes have medieval lyrics. Blade, Mule, Kirk, and Rest in Peace. Plus, Rush is my favorite band.
Okay.
That Spiker says, good with that.
Hello.
Mike Chernowski, where is Trader's World and when?
St. Louis. When? It is the first weekend in March, right?
Yes. Call of Duty, what made you think to take heat guns to make a snowman texture?
Because I had played the Wolfman for so many years that I have put many werewolf sleeves in a dryer
Oh, no.
and caused Poodle Wolfman to happen. And then you have to brush it out, but you only get one of those. If you do it twice in the same suit, it's just ruined. Just the curls are too tight and it's a mess. It's Wolfman with perm arms.
Unveiled Racer 48 says, there you go again, pointing a heat gun to your hand to see if it's hot.
Well, I have to make sure it's hot. I don't understand why you guys don't get this.
1980 says, how does the snowman get around? With his feet. I don't know if he's asking about the costume. Oh no, it's 1980. On his
I don't know.
On his popsicle.
Popsicle.
Pressing on.
Press on, Wyatt. Press on.
Brady Gibson, thank you. Blackcraft says, I missed the first half of the stream. How did you create the teeth?
No, there was no first half of this stream. The teeth are purchased from a company called Pumpkin Teeth on Etsy. All these teeth are from Etsy. Pumpkin Teeth. Wonderful guy named Bob Connor, and beautiful plastic teeth that are invented to stick in jack-o'-lanterns, but I use nothing for what it's supposed to be used for. So there you go.
CDMC47, I missed what is the fuzzy stuff you are keeping?
That is white fur.
Shadow Jim says hello. Victoria Sieper, great idea about other mask forms. I am honing skills before I get to the big stuff. Thanks, Alan, for the video.
Hone your skills, yo. And these guys need to get painted.
RB says, Poodle Wolfman, now that's scary. Captain Mojo says, Cheetah Wolfman.
Chia.
Jennifer says, I told you guys about my 20-year-old cat Simon showing his age. I had to put him down on Friday.
Oh.
I am very sorry to hear that.
So sorry, that is the hardest day there is. So sorry. Shadow Jim likes your shirt.
Thank you.
Kiss my glass engraving. Will the actors see out of the mouth?
No, the actors just see out of the eyes, like the eyes. Them eyes, yo. And if you look, like right now, you might be able to see through the eye because, can you see my finger in there? Because it's not locked off, so there's light inside. I turn it upside down, you'll be able to see through the eye easier because there'll be light.
Mike Chisinowski, my wife got mad at me. I keep taking the toilet paper out of the bathroom. That'll do it.
Yeah.
To make masks, I assume.
Rick Vips, what's your favorite way to make prop hands?
It depends on what I have available. My favorite way is the way that works, of course. And what do I have? And what kind of prop are they going on? Do they have to be full? Do they want skeletal hands? I mean, it depends on what's called for. Because not all techniques yield the same kind of hands. So, there.
John Lowell asks, have you done a video on paper mache masks?
I haven't, because I don't do a lot of paper mache, because I have very little patience.
Very
Paper
nice.
mache requires patience, which I have not. I
Barry
got it.
Flanagan, Alan, do you know anything about Transworld 2021?
All I know is what Transworld tells everybody. I
Oh,
am-
beauty, so cool. I've been wanting one of these since I saw one. Cool to see one being made.
I am not a inside man for TW. I teach there. I love what they do for haunted houses in general. So, yeah.
Greg Watkins, greetings. I just got home from work and now after 10 seconds of watching this, I can't put the damn Frozen song out of my head. About building a snowman. Difference is, I am kidding this time.
We don't talk about that song. Because Rue will come over and he will make that and he will sing it the whole dang, like he's here for 12 hours and he sings it the whole time.
Know your Joe. Will you do a video on making the snowman mask at the point where you started tonight?
Probably not, because this is a product that you can figure out if you make stuff. I have shown how to make apocalypse mask. It's very similar. And I've shown every part of the process in different videos, but selling these is one of the ways that I make my living. So it'll probably be a while before I'm willing to just do a whole video just on this. I've given you all of every single part, but you have to do the work of putting it together.
John Lowell, what is the best glue or adhesive to use on paper mache?
Well, see, I don't do a ton of paper mache. But normally a PVA glue is what is normal. And like Aleene's tacky glue, make sure you get something that is waterproof. Waterproof is a biggie.
Ben Godwin, found another one of the first masks in the early 80s in a box in the garage this weekend. I made it out of Bondo. Back then, I didn't have many choices of mediums. I'll post it on the Tweakers page.
You know what? I actually make skull masks, like different animal skulls. I'll do a tinfoil sculpture, and then I will make them, then I'll cover that tinfoil sculpture in Bondo. And they make great masks. I mean, they're not that heavy if you can pull out some of the tinfoil afterwards, but it's a good mask. And it's a unique look.
Abden Mojo says, oh, Alan, just let it go.
It's gonna be a night, isn't it?
Pretty Tiki 220 says, had that same compressor, I rescued it from a dumpster, and it works fine.
Hooray.
Ezekiel says, and if I hear that song, God help us all. Greg Watkins, what's the difference between Flexi Seal and Plasti?
So Flex Seal is actually kind of meant to be outside. It's meant to be a water-resistant barrier. And Plasti Dip is actually just meant to, it's a paint. It's a paint that skins to itself. It's like you dipped it in Plasti Dip. It is not necessarily a barrier per se.
What are you using the seal for?
I'm going to coat the top hat. I will coat these top hats with Flex Seal.
Lee Gray Wolf Lopez. Thanks for your knowledge. It has made me move my horror prop career.
Awesome. That makes me happy.
Poor Beauty, how much do the snowmen go for? Or, oh, and she has to have a carrot nose, right?
Yes, carrot noses are coming. You know what? I'm gonna leave the camera. All I'm doing is spray painting, guys. It's not that interesting. So I'm gonna leave the camera here. Stan, you want to talk about wiring up compasses?
Sure.
Okay. You have to actually talk to them. Stan likes to work in silence.
That way we know some work gets done.
Right.
I can-
Unlike me.
It's a little known secret I can get my yap on. So what I'm working on,
Rather 175 or 200 on the after day.
so this is our Compass LED mask. And what you can see here is that we have some sockets pre-set in. I showed this a little bit if you caught the Compass Lab. And what we do is these are just single LED lights. We pick a color. I don't know what color this is yet, so I'm not going to glue it in. They sit in here and they run on the inside of the mask. So what I'll do is I will adhere this to the inside of the mask, and then I'll poke a hole right about here. And then I'll pull it out and I will run a little bit of a heavier gauge wire all the way around. Now what I was working on just before, this is just a little pouch that sits on the back of the head. A 9-volt battery goes in here to do the wiring. So you plug it or you unplug it, take the battery out when you need to turn the lights off. This is generally what we do. We do have one. I don't know what happened to it. I'm just going to level with everybody. We had a latex pouch for the battery that glued to the back of this, so it matched with it. And you know, I'm not going to lie. That was like a year ago, and it could be anywhere. It could be on the streets of Beijing. I don't know. So maybe we'll use it next year. But I was a fan of it. And this also allows if you want to move it. Now, you don't have to really worry. You don't have to worry about how this looks right now because this whole thing is going to get haired, and the hair is going to get teased out. So you won't see this pouch. You won't see any of the wiring. The wiring gets hot glued to it, and you know, so this is the beginning parts of how this works. I'll get this zipped in and show you exactly how we put the lights. I usually tell this story this time of year. I don't wing it on the lights. I let Alan pick color, or the customer picks the color. Do they pick the color?
Lots of times they pick the color.
Okay.
I mean, if the customer has a specific need and we can fill it and say, do you have yellow eyes? And we have yellow eyes, sure.
We have no yellow eyes.
We have no yellow eyes.
So don't be ordering no yellow eyes, people. It's not going to happen. Okay.
That's not even showing up on mine.
I don't even know what that
I
is.
saw somebody ask about what the 3D printer was going to be used for.
That was happening, Mojo.
Okay, so Happening Mojo, the 3D printer, sky's kind of the limit. I think one of the things we're really looking at is, let me go grab this because I'll show you what we're looking at. So again, here's our Snowman helmet. The way that we do the eyes, it's not hard the way that we do it, but they could be a little more round, a little more form-fitting. So one of the things Alan and I were discussing, one of our first projects will be to make a custom set of graded eyes that have just the right concave and that can that'll fit into the back of these with a lip around them so that they adhere a lot better. I mean, these adhere great, but it's just to get a custom fit every single time. And one of the things we're always doing is refining the pattern, making it a little bit easier to fit a little bit better, maybe make it faster to put it together. So really with the 3D printer, I don't think we'll use it for things like teeth as much because they're a pumpkin teeth and there's so many great, you know, ways to do teeth that don't take as long. And if you haven't done 3D printing before, it's not slow. Or I'm sorry, let me go back. It's very slow. It's not very fast. So a tooth like this could take, you know, worst case scenario, even if you had a good file and you wanted it to work right, it could still take a couple hours to do. And that's just not really conducive to what we want to do with it. It takes too long. We can put pumpkin teeth on it, or we could actually sculpt really big teeth like that are on some of the masks in way faster than what it would take to model and build a file out of 3D and then print it all out. But thank you for asking.
Thanks, Stan.
You're welcome.
From your account on here.
But again, like I said, we'll take our LED. What color eyes would you like on this one, Alan?
Red, all of them.
So we're going red. So this really less than awesome label that I can't even read from here says red. I don't trust any more of these anymore. So when I get started, the first thing I do, I take our battery and I take a Wii connector like this, and just for testing purposes,
Okay.
I'll hook it up and I just make sure that this is actually a red And all I'm doing is I'm matching the wires together on this LED to a 9-volt battery.
Oh, I've got it here, there's one for your computer.
And there we go. That's the red
John C.
LED.
got one too.
So I'll set it over here and we will test the other one.
John C.
Like I said, all of the colors we have, every one of these
Oh,
looks
so
exactly the
that's
same.
That's not us. I have no idea what that is. Or did you say so?
Mhm.
So Jennifer,
So
you and
we
John
test
C.
this one,
Oh,
and
weird.
if it's red, we got 2 good red ones.
I saw a flicker.
Saw a flicker.
Yeah, they're not stripped, so it's real hard to line them up.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
There it is. You're red.
And we're red, so we have 2 red, and we'll move on with this.
All right, so I need to say something here. We have a little bit of a thing happening. None of our moderators are deleting comments, and we see now lots of channels had been targeted by some weirdos lately, and I think that Google/YouTube is looking at that. So for some reason, a Google moderator seems to be deleting comments that we can see. It's not us. It's not anybody on our team. So I'm not sure of exactly what's happening with that. Just bear with us. I don't know what you were trying to say, but maybe you reword it. Because those are normal, regular folks of ours who it seems like their comments are being deleted.
The only Jennifer and John, that was not us. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. What you got, Stacy?
I think right this second, just avoid posting emojis and avoid posting hashtags and avoid posting anything that even could remotely be construed as a threat.
Okay.
There are apparently some things that are getting auto-flagged and they're still working on their system.
Okay.
Um,
That's Spiker. I bought a mascot mask at an auction once, and it had a fan to keep the actor cooled off. Have you ever put a fan in a mask?
Yes, I have. I've done that quite a bit. I actually did that for the Dallas Fire Department because they have mascots that needed work because they were older. So just yes. Again, I use it. I do it with just a computer fan is all that you need. And it's pretty simple. Very simple wiring.
Ronette Harvey. Looks like you're putting lights in that. I like lights in everything.
If it's figured out, we can just leave it.
Alicia F. All of those black zip ties and stand grabs of turquoise.
So here's the thing. The black zip ties reach all the way around, but they cause it to cinch in, and it pulls it and it deforms the mask. Putting the 2 smaller ones, I can keep it straight, like this on the back, like this one. I can keep it straight and it doesn't deform the mask when I tighten it up.
Jennifer Pugh says, I would want 1 blue eye and 1 red eye.
Then Stan is the
I am
mask
the
maker
man to
for
help you out.
Happening Mojo says, a round mesh form with a lip.
Yes,
Big dogs. If you want 1 red and 1 blue,
I knew he was
have
watching.
Stan do it. Just
Yeah.
Stan. 1980.
I got you, big dog. I went there first.
You got there first.
Whoops.
I can do some multicolored eyes. I don't even upcharge.
It's not even on purpose.
Not even on purpose. It just happens. It created itself. That's real art when it creates itself. I'm going to take you back to
John C. I know.
Snowman.
We saw that, and that's what we were just saying. We don't know why you were deleted. It wasn't us.
It's not even showing us the comments.
Yeah, we can't even
Yeah,
see
it
it.
just says they're deleted.
Yeah, so
So John, it was not us. I don't know who did that.
There may be some kind of a little crusade happening that we're not really aware of.
yeah.
So,
Well, one of the other things that I saw suggested is that possibly if you've been deleting a lot of comments lately, that will alert a Google moderator to your thing, and we've in the last, not yesterday or the day before, but had a lot of deletions.
Yeah, you.
So if you
Captain Mojo, will these be individual or mold form? The reason I ask is you can cut down on printing time by a factor of 10 with an SLA printer and monochrome screen.
Yeah, but like I said, that's just sort of the beginning that we talked about.
yeah, we're
There's more
piddling
that's
with
coming.
it. We're
Yeah.
piddling with it at this point in our lives.
We want to see what value it can really bring
Will
in.
it help me?
Right.
Angie Rogers is gonna use a skeleton she got in her mask package as a tree topper.
Nice.
Hooray!
Okay, says Snowman. Mary Thrasher says hello.
Hello.
John Lovell says, a lot of the live stuff I watch has had the deleting problem. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but it's a crazy time for the world, and I think that they're trying to fix things as much as they can.
The last like big notation I saw about it was almost immediately following another outage, like we had the other day. So they're rolling out some new features while it's out, I guess.
So I love new features. I am going to reset up my air compressor, which is not going to be attractive in any way. So I got to wedge myself into little holes. Good times. Okay. Ta-da. Ah, the dulcet sounds of the airbrush working correct. I have to switch things around when I do the airbrush lab.
You just need 2 additional?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Greg Watkins said, Angie's bear looks awesome.
I was very happy with that bear.
Good night, Scott Colhart.
Good night, Scott.
Good night, Scott.
Mark Langenkamp says, this comment has been deleted for violating the YouTube community guidelines. So I guess it was it's not what ours said on our end, but that must be what theirs said on their end, maybe?
Yeah, it didn't say that to us.
So I don't know.
I can't imagine that Jennifer or
John, what in
Yeah.
the world?
Those people are awesome.
I don't know. Ezekiel says that ram horn mask is sensational.
Thanks. Didn't I do that one yesterday?
Uh,
Yeah, I did that on last night's live.
Ike Camacho says, have you ever done a spooky Santa mask?
I have done an inbred Santa mask. I don't think that Santa himself should be made to be a scary thing, but I don't mind having people dress up as Santa who are not Santa and they're scary. Because I don't want actual Santa to get mad at me. I love presents. Go ahead, wife.
Warmonger, happy thoughts when the people overlords are taking over your thoughts.
Yeah. You better
Simon K.
recognize.
says, I thought your arms got tattooed for a second.
Nope, no, just my shoit.
Hey, Gregory Haynes, you excited to see the Snowman build?
Me too.
Poison asks, round mesh forms, have you looked into different sized T-strings?
The cost is counterproductive.
About a dozen? Ronette Harvey, would it make the lights in the eyes bigger if you put LED behind a flat glass beam?
It would make the eyes bigger, and because you have to have room for all that mechanism back there. You kind of have to have the LED sticking out a little bit in order for it not to be ridiculous on the actor's face.
And correct me, you would not want glass.
Yeah,
in
no
there.
glass either. Now, in my long career, I've only been punched in the face like 5 or 6 times. 4 or 5 of those, I really deserved it. But, yeah, as a haunt actor, I would not want glass in my mask in any way.
Anthony Pantano, that nice back there would always put things on their kit to represent what makes them who they are. So like their swords, they have some swords on the tabards or cloth marks.
And I get that, and that makes sense. I always think when you're doing something that retro, that you would want to be a little more, like to me, if I'm making armor, it's because it's going into a show that is themed for that time period.
Mark Camp says, this comment has been deleted because it's 2020 and nothing has gone well this year.
Yeah.
Kiss my glass. Good night.
Good night.
1980 says, YouTube is trying to censor 1980.
Yeah. Don't take that. Fight the man. Unless I'm the man. Leave me alone.
Warlocker says, I was getting tired of thinking for myself. Thank you, Google, for keeping me safe from the world.
Yeah. Thanks, Google. Okay. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Angie Rogers says, yeah, the box came in a little rough, but no messed up mask from the shipping. Very good.
We try very hard on that. A lot of people will like ship a mask in an envelope, you know, like say just reinflate it when you get it, and it's like that's not how that works. But we try not to do that.
1980 says, Teenage Mutant Ninja Snowman, saving the world from the evil Slipper. Gregory Haynes, hello, Alan. I thought I saw the wearable foot mold a couple of nights ago. Did you finish them, or are they extended holding paddles?
Well, I was just holding off. I want to see when what we're doing, because those are for you, and I wanted to know when you're coming, so we want to ship them, and we hadn't really talked about it, and you have been on, so we can talk about it.
Dusty Dinnings, I'm working on my first mask after watching your streams. Thank you for your inspiration. Looking forward to posting the finished product on the creeper stage.
That's very cool. I love that.
Hey, Robert D'Andrea says, Alan, I just got the okay from the town to use the cemetery access road for my haunt next year. Even said I could use the cemetery by home.
That is awesome. Yeah, I wouldn't use this. Like, I would not use a cemetery. You're asking for some poltergeist stuff to happen. You never move the bodies. Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want that. But you could pretend that you're using the cemetery and like make that a thing.
Did you get to see the video that Robert posted of his area?
I did.
It was beautiful.
I think we talked about that privately or something.
I have, but that there was beautiful.
Yeah.
Robert, you got such a great spot. It's going to be really great. Rachel says, Alanception with the TV going on back there. So you can see.
Yeah.
Kevin Mojo says, what cemetery will let you set up on people's graves on the fallen angels?
Yes.
Botox Rock says hello.
Hello, Botox Rocks.
Maybe says, I might stitch a dragon on it. Joanne Crowley says hello. Snot Boxer, hello. Wondering.
Snot boxer?
Great name. Wondering
What
how
is
often,
that great?
I'm wondering how often you completely break down your airbrush.
Oh, as little as possible. Maybe 3 times a year.
And you absolutely count on.
Yeah. And even then, by that point, what's my cost factor for just buying another one?
Robert says, Revolutionary War Cemetery, not messing with it.
Yeah.
Mike Camacho says, stay away from the cemetery. You don't want that old man knocking on your door singing. Oh. Angie Rogers, I got a leaf holder from Amazon for painting and holding my mask while I paint. Be hard to do without one.
Yes, it is. I've been there.
1980 says, there's a legit housing project here in town that has a backstory of being built over an old cemetery.
That's so cool.
Joanne Crowley, I'm late. How did you get that texture?
This is fur that I hit with a heat gun. I covered this mask in fur in order to make it look like a snowman. Hit it with the heat gun, and then you get all this texture and wave.
Robert says, yes, we did talk about it privately. Thank you for the fine points, figures, the theme, and backstory, helping me plan what I need to do.
Happy to help, man.
Ryan Oates says, hello from Sheffield, UK.
Hello.
Happening Mojo says some tall guy is going to tell you that dead is better.
Dead is better. That's Judd Pet Cemetery. Yes. Fred Quinn, also Herman Munster. Throw back a bottle of beer.
Ken Zarish, White Buffalo on YouTube now. If you want to check it out in your spare time, you can.
White Buffalo. Okay.
Rob O'Brien, why didn't you just spray that with the spray paint from the can?
Because it would, it's not as precise as the airbrush is. It's just not as precise as the airbrush, and the spray paint can is a shotgun, and that's going to go everywhere, all into the room. And by using the airbrush, I can control it. And I'm also right under an air scrubber sucker thing, so that's helpful.
Robert, the Riot Demon says, you Ray.
That's how you summon Riot Demons.
Jerry Papa Daddies, yeah. Robert says, great song you're singing, Alan. True story, all right. Evan Mojo said, she got the most important movie role, the judge from My Cousin Vinny. Fred Gwynn, also from Car 54. Car 54.
Captured a whole bunch of photos before we released it.
Some complain, Alan, was I was on your website and I couldn't find a page with all the clowns.
Yeah, well, keep looking. Just keep looking. You might want to actually just hop off of this live video to just spend time on the website to find the clown page. There's an Easter egg. You got to like click around. It takes a long time. You just get in there.
What's on? Hello everyone, that's me, Snowman.
Sights.
Car Beauty. I thought you were painting the screen when it's already black.
Because it wasn't black still after I got overspray on it with the airbrush.
Because of that precision airbrush.
Yeah, it's still, I'm still using the black airbrush, which is like a small spray paint can.
Realm says, looks good so far. Mike Butcher says, hello, Mass looks like a guy I know.
Anytime someone says it looks good so far, I hear in my head, I'm sure you'll find a way to screw it up eventually.
Oh, no.
Do snowmen get icicles?
Yes, they do.
Okay, y'all ready for 1980? He's on a roll tonight.
All right, lay it on us.
How do you tell a snowman from a snowwoman? Snowballs?
Yeah, probably.
Stacy knew that.
Why couldn't Google have deleted that comment? Protect us, Google. We need your help.
Stacy did. HBK Styles, hello. Says just tuned in. What mask you making? Ask Stacy on board, please and thank you.
Right here, I'm making snowmen. Boy, he looks weird at that angle, but at this angle, he looks like a snowman. Yeah, this one was hit in the base by a baseball bat. It happens. It's hard out there for a snowman. This is very tall. I'm gonna get a shorter one. Mo better. Yeah, the heat gun, it leaves a little bit of yellowness that I don't like. Yellowness. Yellow-octitude. So I re-hit it with white in order to get that off of there.
Alicia F says, it looks like you had a harmonica stuck in your snow.
Well, all the good snowmen do.
Greg Watkins, if you had to guess, how many quick plants do you own?
Maybe 100. 80. 120. Some.
Warmonger would like to know, will there be a bone in the mouth or just a boring carrot nose?
This will be, you know what, this is not one of my better masks. This one is normally boneless. Like the best wings, boneless.
1980 says, Frosty and the Bumble had a love shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be called a frumble.
Dirty Santa says, where's the shrimp? Trad Smith says, the yellow snowman is a different kind of hot.
You know what? I could probably market and sell a yellow snowman.
That's good. Do we have bloody teeth?
No.
Robert Andrew says, there's no such thing as a boneless wing, it's just a chicken tender.
Well, yeah. 20 million 5-year-olds can't be wrong. Chicken tenders are awesome.
Anthony Fantana says, it reminds me of that horror movie, Jack Frost.
It should, because he was also a killer snowman. And now we're back to Stan. It's the wonderful work of Stan.
The wonderful world.
I'm going to go outside and fill this up so I don't quantify the room.
Make up those
So we're back.
Oh, here, it's back here.
So here's where we left. This is where we are now for this one. So like I said before, the inside, we put this LED right here. It's not completely centered yet. I'm going to glue it in last so that I know exactly where it goes, or so that I like where it's at before I glue it in. So on the inside, there's some hot glue that runs on the inside to keep it snug so it doesn't hit anybody's face. And out here, I've hot glued the wiring, and I just retested the connection to make sure that it's still red. So far so good. And what I'm going to do on the other side, I've already put a hole in here. So what I do, I use a soldering iron to do the hole. And because it'll melt a hole in the latex and it won't close back up, and it won't cause it to tear. So if you try, you can do this with an awl or something smaller, but you're going to really have to fish it around. You still have to fish it around a little bit. So here is our second red LED. So I'm going to slide it through here. Like such. It's going through that, as long as I know where that is. And then I sort of crimp this, and I've got this bamboo skewer that I broke it down, and I'm using the non-sharp, there you go, the non-sharp end of it, and I can just push this through with a little wiggling through this hole.
Oh, that's still your previously split one? No?
Happening Mojo, have you ever used Black 3.0 to paint with? Might use on the mesh area to give it that boy Photoshop cutout.
It doesn't actually do that. It's good, but it's not as good as it seems to be. It takes better pictures than it does in real life.
Hey, Misty Desrescue. Hello, Rodolfo Ordonez. Joanna Crowley says, to the best of your knowledge, is there a waterproof expandable foam?
No. Foam in its main structure means sponge. So to some degree, it's not going to be waterproof, it's going to get waterlogged.
So
all those same channels that make it lightweight is going to allow water to get in there somehow.
So this is what I was talking about. So I used this, pushed it through, and so now we have the wire on the outside, and we'll glue it down and add the other wire. So in between, that's kind of what it looks like. I want to look, I don't want that thing to cut across anybody's eyes. So I keep it centered as best I can, and then I sort of pull this and adjust it until I can lay it comfortably inside the mask, and then I'll hot glue it.
And that's why the mask is sculpted with a bit of room up there for a wire channel.
Yep.
Cat
So-
Swift says, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. That was it.
Evening, folks. I think a lot of folks got Alan's message to go make stuff. Crazy times working in the fabric and craft shop.
Oh, I bet.
Hooray. I also think there's just going to be a lot of handmade Christmas because people have a little bit more time at home.
And a little less money.
Kat, do you think does that happen around the holidays? Is that a normal thing for it to start ramping up around this time? Just curious. Hey, Rue.
Roo!
Say hi to Rue, guys.
Hi, Roo!
Says he wishes he was here with us tonight.
We miss you.
Well, you take care of what you got to take care of, and the shop will be here afterwards.
That's right.
And there'll still be snowmen for you to make,
I was
buddy.
gonna say, Roo's holding out.
He's normally the snowman technician.
He is.
Good night, big dog.
He does a quality snowman. So here we are, and it's glued down in there so it won't interfere with the actor's face. I'm going to put it back on the head form. Maybe.
Jennifer Pugh, did we
Okay.
ever get to see what happened with Bruce's giant snowballs?
Not yet. You will tomorrow.
Snowballs tomorrow. So there we have it, and I'll strip these off to expose enough of the wire to actually twist it together. Maybe.
Stan, are you exposing yourself on YouTube?
What?
Just what?
I'm just exposing the wire. It's a Monday in time.
You asked Kat about if this is the norm for it to start getting busier. She said, not like this year, and a lot of new folks, so a whole lot of time spent talking them off the ledge, and making it simpler and not frustrating.
So there we go. So we have those. Get another piece of this.
Joanne Crowley says, I have a 3-inch crack in the asphalt in front of my garage door. Long cracks, some parts are reaches deep. Wow. Is there a switch for the eye lights?
So there's not a switch for these. You could hook up one to a switch if you wanted to. It would be wired a little different. It'd have to have longer wires so that you could put it in your palm, run it down your sleeve, that kind of thing. This is going to be, the way this will be wired together when all this is done, like the battery's already in the back of this pouch. So when all these are put together, it'll just be on. So you'll have to remove the battery, unhook it to turn the lights on.
Havoc 1005. Cool, I'm such a big fan. I'm trying hard to emulate your amazing creations.
Hooray! That's awesome. Stan, I'm taking your audience.
Bye-bye.
No longer can you use my platform to spouse your heretical views.
About compasses and lighting.
Yeah, about compasses and LEDs. Yeah, you know, those heretical views you have and hold dear.
Heretic,
Good word, heretical.
heresy.
Yeah.
Good word.
Okay. That was my airbrush shimmy, in case you guys missed it. My happy little airbrush shimmy.
Cat Stewart says, I hear with sewing machines. Stacy or Al?
Stacy is hard at work. I am goofing off with an airbrush.
What is Stacy working on?
Stacy is working on some grouches because it is approaching holiday time.
Just the season.
And so, yes, there's a grouch mask that she is setting up the hood for. And she's putting in Velcro in the back so it can tighten up. So, yeah, we have a couple grouches that need to go out, and we're just going to make one extra in case somebody orders one
Bonus grouch.
to get it to them. You know, painted this like in flesh tone and some reds, this could just be a terrifying mask. You know, like this could be easily just terrifying. But I think it's charming and terrifying when it's a full snowman. Never go full snowman.
Angie Rogers, I like those little cups for airbrush bottles. Keep them can jump out of the paint.
Yeah.
Chris Gary Rose Elrod says hello from Arkansas.
Hello, Arkansas.
Warmonger says, Stacy says she wants a bigger and better sewing area.
Is that what she says?
Did I say that?
Well, I actively look for a nice commercial sewing machine. And if we do that, then she'll get a better sewing area.
It won't be in here.
In all honesty, this year we haven't had a lot of sewing. Like normally Stacy is way busier sewing than she is this year because I haven't sold a lot of big silk costumes. We sold a lot of masks. And yeah. Because No Trans World meant I'm selling to individuals more than big haunted attractions. I'm going from black to blue, So I am going to go ahead and put a little bit of carburetor cleaner in there, and I want to shoot that carburetor cleaner into something. I don't want to just shoot that out into the air. I'm also directly under an air scrubber while I'm doing this. Okay, now the carburetor cleaner went through it. Now alcohol? Is this alcohol? No, not alcohol. My hands were full. That's the only way I could test it. Alcohol. Why people think.
Love for Tink said the demonic emoji monster, 1980 says, hat and clown makeup. It could be Emmett Kelly's ghost. Greg Watkins says, is there a Transworld equivalent or something smaller in the Northeast?
Northeast is actually slow to have haunt shows. So the answer right now is no. They did have for a while the Northeast, I think they called themselves like the World Haunt Convention or something like that. Very big claim, very small show. And there was a Northeast show for a while, but they just haven't gotten a show together. I'm not sure why. And that's frustrating because it's beautiful up there. Anybody remember what that show was called that was up there for a while? I think it ended in like 2013 was their last year. National Haunters Convention. That's what it was called. But it really wasn't that national. And it was a fun show, but it was like a haunted house yard sale. It was not a big one.
Are you ordering or making the snowman doses?
I buy fake carrots. Here's what's funny. My finger can create enough pressure inside of this. I have like giant fingers. And this is a 5/8 inch tubing on top of this. But when I push my finger in there, it shoots the airbrush liquid out. This is funny to me.
John C.
White.
says, I don't care at all for the note snowman.
Sorry. And that amuses me. I are a creature that are amused.
Joanne Crowley says, I'm in the Boston area and the Northeast is really behind the times.
Well,
Hey, Brian, Lippert.
at least you got to start the time.
Brian says, Slog Hog air scrubbers are great. My weld shop just put in 72 large ones and like magic, the air isn't polluted.
Oh, it's amazing. I have 3 in here, and I'm probably going to buy another one, I'll be honest with you. They do a huge job. We had 8 people airbrushing in here at the same time, pretty much for 8 hours straight. And the air never got foggy. So that happens quite a bit with everything that we airbrush. Now I have a clean airbrush. I should be able to shoot this and get very little black out of it. Yeah, that's pretty clean. I'm going to move on to blue. I have Baja Blue. Yeah. And I'm just going to give it a solid misting.
Says, do a scoop of critters and call it blizzards. CD Dempsey, 47. May I ask, what is Alan's ring size? My husband is a 15 3/4.
I am not quite a 15 and 3/4. I'm a 13 ring size. 13, 14.
Anthony Cajana says, now I want a Baja Blast.
I am almost 100 pounds down from where I was before. I've been off of my Atkins diet for a while, but I've still lost some weight, so that's good. I used to have a larger ring size, but now it's not as big as it was.
Rob Monster, you tell someone that you make masks and Halloween props for a living. What is the most commonly asked question or response that you get?
What do you do the other 11 months out of the year? Really? And then I go to jail for punching somebody. No. Yeah, I mean, it's like, what do you do the rest of the year? Like, no, that takes all year. They don't just, there's not like haunted house seed hits where you water it and poof, up comes a haunted house. As cool as that would be.
1980 says, you remember the Fry Guys from McDonald's? At least it says the Fry Guy and the hamburger.
I do remember them.
Are the snowman costumes one size fits most?
I'm analyzing your cotton. Yes. Basically, they're set up around an XL. They're meant to be an XL. Because if you put someone my size in a snowman, it wouldn't look good. And plus, I'm way too fat, and that would be a very sweaty snowman. Nobody wants to see that after a 7-hour haunted house shift.
But you could.
Yeah, I could just make one bigger. Yes, I could make a bigger snowman. Sure. I would just need to put bigger holes in the balls. Like you do.
Says, way to go with the weight loss. Joanna Crowley says, you've done a remarkable job on the diet. Happen Mojo says, I think we all know why the shows are more difficult. Puts finger in the side of the nose, the waste disposal fees. Paul Bennett, sorry not related to this, but I'm curious who watches the space or watching this in space doc. Oh, I do, Paul Bennett. I've been watching the you can make a crazy turkey mask.
I could make a crazy turkey mask.
Can the snowman costume be made to fit a medium?
Yes. I would say a medium is great in a snowman costume as is.
Robert said, Deandra says, yeah, if you could just go ahead and invent some of those magic growing plant seeds, that would be great.
Yeah, wouldn't that save a lot of money?
Setwork says, most people have no idea that this is an industry.
You know what? Most people have no idea what goes into almost any large event. I had a friend, and his mother's job, her job for the year, and this was 25, 30 years ago, and she made about $60,000 a year. She handled the parking for 2 big events that rented the Orlando Convention Center. Her parking company, all that she did was she handled those 2 events at the convention center. But, she had some downtime, but she also had some, 60-hour weeks. And it's amazing what is a job out there. And, that's someone's full-time job is to organize that. That makes sense.
Horror Beauty is giggling at the bigger balls. So sorry, I'm 5.
You are 5, Horror Beauty. Doesn't this just change everything? Just the carrot knows itself. It just changes everything.
1980 says, if they were all red with a vine on top, killer tomatoes. Paul says, Olaf is looking for his nose. Alan stole it. Sons of Wayne, drawer full of carrots.
Don't you have a drawer full of carrots? Is that weird? I didn't think it was weird.
Got a drawer full of Barbie dolls.
Ken Zarish says, Pilgrim made with a Gravedigger mask.
That's a good idea.
That is a good idea.
I used to have a drawer full of Barbie heads, Stan. I gave all my Barbie heads away to someone who is very happy to have them. Thank you very much.
I'm just saying, it's not the weirdest thing we got.
Is that your goddaughter?
Yes.
Greg Watkins, I'm having trouble with how to transition from hosting a large-scale, decade-long trunk-or-treat event that has been no gore or sexual suggestion to now just wanting to scare the skin off the place.
Well, that sounds like an inner struggle that you're going to have to handle, friend.
He's asking you any suggestions.
My only suggestion would just be, maybe do a second event. If you have run it for over a decade, then it sounds like you are going to have a support staff and a team in place who can run that for you. And then that trunk or treat event runs while you're running and working on your haunted house. Find somebody to hand over those reins to so that you are free to do an actual haunted house somewhere else. Sweet.
How do you get the carrot to stick straight out of the end? Is it water?
You just watched me. I take the carrot and I pull this part off of it, and then I cut this flat, and then I have hot glue first that I do, and then I'm going to put clear silicone caulking around this to lock that in place once the hot glue is ready, and it's pretty close to ready. So yeah, but watch closely on the other one. I'll give you a zoom in. It is not magic.
Harvey says, I love that the glue gun don't drip. That's so nice.
You can change the setting. Change that heat setting. So I have it on a cooler setting now, so I don't have a lot of that. And all I'm doing now is I'm dusting this with glue, and that's going to make this look cooler. Not like cooler, like how cool is that, but like cooler. Yeah, it'll do both.
Robert Henry says, I've seen a packet drawer and a random Ford drawer, but never a carrot.
I have a Jingle Bell drawer. I have an overflow Christmas drawer. I make a lot of Christmas stuff. Like, I'm a bit of a Christmas guy now.
Sold the carrot like that.
No, I mean, like, they sell fake carrots. I bought a fake carrot. Someone has perfected the art of making fake carrots. I don't feel the need to throw my hat in the fake carrot ring. I'm not going to reinvent the fake carrot. Someone's already doing that. They're doing it well. That carrot cost me about $3, and I'm fine with that.
1980 says, the heads under the table look like an art exhibition. Erica, America, that is a one cool, scary snowman.
Thanks, homie.
Greg Watkins, awesome thought. My kids are now getting older and will want to transition with me. Thank you. DJ Moore, I remember working at our reenactment festival and planning for the next year's festival starting on cleanup day for that year. The planning only stopped during the 3-day festival.
Right. See, now we're looking a little more snowman-y. See, I've got that blue in there, and that cools him right down.
Kim Zarish, I love snowman caricatures, and to some people think they're scary and gloomy.
I love scary snowmen. There's something very uncanny valley about snowmen, I think. And they hit a couple notes that it's hard to hit with anything else. What is this awesome ritualistic effigy that we encourage our children to make every year? You know?
Rock Monster, I love the touches of blue you are adding, but you don't add any yellow. 1980 is laughing at fake carrots.
Yeah, hashtag fake carrots.
Hashtag?
Yeah, they just make fake carrots. Like, I buy fake carrots. This is a way to grow artificial fruit. I'm not even going to tell them the carrot's not a fruit. Is a carrot a legume? It grows underground? It's a root? Is it a root? It's a root vegetable. This is pre-snowy crap snowman, post-snowy crap snowman.
Warmonger, do you ever have a horror-type Santa and Mrs. Claus to go to the rest of these Christmas monstrosities?
We have done that in the past at dark hour. I make a inbred Santa who I like. I'm very fond of my inbred Santa. What a sentence I never thought I'd say in my life. I'm very fond of my inbred Santa, so I do him quite a bit. And last year at dark hour, Stacy did Mrs. Claus, but like crab claws, and she was a crustacean lady Santa white person. It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot.
It didn't make a lot of sense, but it sure was fun.
John C. Johnson, our resident botanist, the carrot is a taproot.
Hooray, taproot.
Lisa Aaron says, I'm crossing my fingers for a dusting of glitter.
Oh, glitter's happening, my friend.
Is this snowman going to have bloody mouth?
No, no.
Someone thinks the snowman needs a theme song.
Let me be clear. He will not have a bloody mouth. There will not be a bone hanging out of his mouth. There's not going to be a bone through his nose. There's not going to be a shrimp coming out of his mouth. All right? This is none of that. This is the no-frill snowman. All right? He's not going to have any of that. He's going to have some icicles, because icicles make perfect sense. Now, blood would not make sense, but he hasn't caught anyone yet. This is a killer snowman who is bad at his job.
Freshly re-entered.
One of my favorite things ever is to do blood on snow or blood on white fur. It just makes me ridiculously happy. However, not today.
And not what the customer wants.
And that's not what the customer asked for.
Lisa says you missed hair on the ears and nose.
There's a, oh, yes. There's not going to be any hair coming out of his ears, and there won't be any hair coming out of his nose.
Robert
You're right.
Andrea says, yes, he carried us in the mood. Woohoo, chef knowledge. Cat Smith, Inbred Santa, my mind reels. Rob O'Brien, do you want to make a snowman? It doesn't have to be a snowman.
It has to be a snowman. That's what the customer ordered. That's what the customer gets.
Rotten Monster, crazy how something can go from a Yeti to a snowman by just adding some glue and a carrot.
And some heat. We heated up the fur.
That one is missing a middle tooth. Greg Watkins, do you cut the hole at the top for heat dispersion?
Yes, because I have made this costume out of insulation. So it's going to be warm. But if you saw the hat, well, the hats are outside drying. The hats have, their top is screened, and they glue right over this hole, and then you have all of your venting is going to come out. Now, there's a big mouth on this too. So all of your venting is going to go right up to the top of that top hat. This will actually be not that terrible to wear weather-wise.
Anthony Pantano is struggling to figure out why there would be a shrimp in his mouth. Anthony, just press on, Anthony.
Trust.
It's a
me,
common
no, no.
theme that people ask if something is. I was making a lot of fishmen, and people really thought that I should have a shrimp like stuck in the teeth or hanging out of the mouth of about 8 masks in a row, and just the pain of those moments stuck with me.
Kim's a reach. Frostbite, Jolly Man is the song. Milton Knowles, awesome snowman. Is he going to be holding a pitchfork? Yeah, it's up to the-
Milton, did you have a chicken and bacon sandwich for dinner today, or just yesterday? Milton is the one who asked me to pick his dinner sometimes, right?
I think that's correct.
Yes. He will not. Is there a snowman pitchfork association that I'm not aware of?
Not that I can figure. I think he held a shovel. Like he was shoveling snow.
Did he hold a shovel?
I think yes.
I've seen snowmen with snow shovels.
That's what I think.
Okay. No, no. I have not thought about pitchforks in days.
Pat Smith, how is the hole at the top going to affect how it's worn or rides on the head? Does the hat keep it from slipping down?
It's offset. The hole is offset. It's on a wig head right now, and wig heads are small. Human heads are bigger than wig heads, and it's not slipping down. So it won't really affect it at all.
Love for Tink, that snowman gives the song new meaning. In the meadow, we will build a snowman.
In the meadow.
Jason Rosal, will it have a top hat or a scarf?
Or a what?
Scarf.
Top hat or a scarf?
It'll have a top hat and a scarf.
Okay.
Ooh.
Double whammy.
How about a corncob pipe?
No pipes.
Lavadaza. So what did he use for the snow skin? Is that fur like cotton batting?
It is fur. It's like straight up white fun fur. I hit it with a heat gun. If you go back towards the beginning of this video, you'll see some of that happen.
Trying to catch up, guys. Jack Frost with terrible attitude. Greg Watkins says a glowing fat gauge stony in the corner of his mouth. Warmonger says bone tack, shrimp tack, clown tack. Let's see, mostly a shovel. I haven't seen a pitchfork. Yeah, I think it's a shovel. Captain Mojo says a corn smile fake family. Please, yeah, I've seen snowmen with brooms and shovels, but not pitchforks.
There is something to be said for making wonderful and wild associations in your brain. And I do value input that's a little bit out there sometimes. But it's my job to listen to that and then scale it to something that's going to be relatable to the viewer.
Lindsay Knowles says, yes, I'm the person that asked you to pick my dinner. Sometimes I still haven't worked out my 2 options for the day, yet I will let you know when I do.
I appreciate that. Thank you. You're very considerate.
Jason Rosal, is there any point here where you would rather use brush or acrylic versus an airbrush for attention to detail?
No, because this is snow. This is soft. This is diffused light and diffused color, and the airbrush is perfect for that. If I'm doing something dry out of the desert, then I don't want to use the airbrush. I want to use dry brush because those hard strokes, that's the kind of erosion and the kind of light bounce that you're going to get from something that's dry or sand and wind erosion. Whereas on something like this is melting. This is a little bit of sublimation. This is changing from a solid into a liquid. This is not something that is in a permanent state. So having that mist and haze that you get from an airbrush is great for this application, in my opinion. I could do it with a brush, but I'd have to use translucent paint and do a lot of layers and a lot of really light applications of color.
And Zarish says, Snowman holding Pete Miser's head should be cool. Hello, custom corpses, and good night, Greg Watkins.
Brushing out versus not brushing out.
Yeah.
Some different seams.
Yep. Yep. That's your way to do, yo.
Oops. Show that.
Yo, oh, I thought you were showing me.
Let me tell you how to do your job. Just a quick,
I was going to look like, I knew that, but
Yeah.
thank you.
just a quick note on working with fur. So you can see where I've sewn on Velcro there. You can see like the side seams. I try and be pretty careful with laying out my side seams, but the same comb that we use for teasing, I went over this one where the seams are. It blends it really nicely. Just picking the fur out of the, and it is still under there. Just picking the fur out and laying it down gives you a much more blended, nice texture on the front. Ta-da!
1980, EVA foam snowboard. Make it a modern, cool, evil snowman. Warmonger, does this get a clear coat to add snow effect?
This is the teasing comb. Bye. And you just,
I'm sorry.
no, you're good. Just grab those edges and pull them out delicately. Who's letting me finish this?
You guys are going to watch Stan while I check and see if the hats are dry.
So we're back.
Stan's magical world of Krampus eyes.
So you guys are really lucky because you came in at exactly the same point you came in last time. Like, we could not have timed that any better to watch how we do the exact same thing one more time. So I got this put on so you can actually see it. The battery slides right in there. I already checked. So there's the battery. You can go in and go ahead and just pop it in there. And right there, you can barely see it, maybe, kind of, right there, is the hole that we put in there. And I dropped my LED. I know, it's right here. Look at that, crazy. So we're gonna slide these in here. And then one more time, I got my bamboo skewer. Hi, Milton. And I'm going to find this spot on the inside and use the the round end of this to pop it through. So pops through like that, and you can pull your wires out. So the other one, I'm going to go get it. I'll show you because it's finished. Hold on.
Hold please.
Hold please.
Da, 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 da,
I know.
da, da.
Holding for conference. Okay, so here's the one I was working on before. You can see how it ended up. The wires are hot glued to it, and when you connect this to the front, like such, then this is what you get. Ta-da!
And then there went out.
And then there was
It's not entirely dry yet, but I have a heat gun, and I can make the drying happen. Sorry, Stan.
Yep.
I nearly killed Stan with a tripod.
more alive dead, just let me know.
No disintegrations.
Hey, hi, Harry Fullbong says, is the green character you made getting green fur?
Yes. Yes, it is.
John C. says, design masters work on fur.
Yes, it does. It works great on fur.
Jason LaSalle says, great, thank you for detailed explanation. Cat Swift, well, that we're discussing super batting sales. This Thursday, Saturday, cotton batting, 90 feet wide, 90 inches wide by 20 yards is for $80 at Joann's, but gone by Friday.
That's a good bargain. Like that's not bad. That's almost upholstery shop prices. Almost.
Blackcraft says, can you give the Snowman a flamethrower?
You could. That's very personally dangerous.
Greg Watkins just super chatted us $5. Thank you, sir. Thanks, Greg.
That's why Greg Watkins is my favorite human.
Ezekiel would like to know, what's the battery life like on those, Stan?
It's about 3 days. More than 3 days. Because it's not uncommon for me to turn them on Transworld. We set up the booth Thursday and then turn them off Sunday when we leave. The batteries last a long time. It's a 9-volt battery powering 2 LEDs.
We use the same setup with headdresses, but with 3 LEDs like a turn.
Yeah.
Green and fluffy are good combinations. Awesome tips. Thanks, Stacy. For using the teasing powder. It's nice work, Stacy. See, Dempsey, I must have to scare my students. A snowman with a hat-chewed nose wearing hunting gear next to dead rabbits, says Rob O'Brien says Stacy dog comes also works.
Yes, yes they do.
Custom corpses, are you doing an entire scary snowman suit?
Yeah. Yep. That's like something I make and sell on a regular basis. That's a common thing for me. This is what, year 3 of doing snowmen, honey? Yeah.
Michelle Schulte, so in the seasonal entertainment source October issue, I love the pictures. Who all was in the pictures?
That was Leslie, who's always in our booth and at different shows. Leslie was in it, and Rue was a Wolfman in the seasonal entertainment issue. And I think we had one more picture in there, but I don't know who that was off the top of my head.
Do you go back over the airbrush wires to help bring it into the mask?
Hair covers it. Hair covers it.
That's the worst thing about nearly killing somebody with a craft knife. You feel obliged to apologize. That's why I try not to nearly kill them with a craft knife. Cat Swift, we do that with super doorbusters, maybe twice a year. Super loss leader, but good for us crafters.
Yeah.
Custom corpses. Can't wait to back this video up and watch it from the beginning.
Yeah.
How much is the entire costume?
800 until my wife says, honey, those take too long to make. They should be 1,000. So,
And then
get 'em
what
now.
would you say? Ah.
and I will say, "Rrrr."
It will change nothing, friends. It will change nothing. John Lowell, is the mesh on top so the actor can vent?
Yes.
Are you using EVA foam?
Yes.
Nice job, Stacy.
The hat is 5mm EVA foam.
Michelle's asking about the picture of reaching through the lattice work.
Now that's the only one I don't know who it is off the top of my head.
Blue River Lore, totally off topic. My Aussie will be 6 years old tomorrow and she never ate any of my collection figures. What a good dog.
Good dog.
Warmonger, there is some magic in that old foam hat they found and Alan placed it on his head and he began to dance around.
That's right. Dancing Queen.
Why
Wrong
hot
song.
glue the carrot and not contact cement?
Because contact cement, all right, inside of the carrot is expanded polystyrene foam. And contact cement would eat the polystyrene foam away a little bit and cause a concave surface. Then, when I tried to glue it on, I would have less surface area. And all glue is about surface area.
Where do you get your EVA foam?
It depends. Often I get it online. Sometimes I just get it from Joann's or Hobby Lobby when they have a good sale.
Who was
Stan,
on,
and we're back.
Who's what?
are you?
Yeah, but you can ask me a question.
Who was on the stilts of the 2019 transmission?
Rue,
Uh,
Robert Corey, and Brian.
All right.
Yeah.
You.
So we're couple of steps further. We got the eyepiece. I glued it on the inside, the LED. So it's resting. I just put these in, and I'm just going to double check along the way that all my connections are good, because I had found out. Maybe. All right. So that's glowing red. I have found out the hard way about checking these. So if you're
I mean,
if you're making these at home,
sorry.
check them every step of the way.
Every step of the way, check your
I
LED.
only laugh because I have done that on headdresses as well.
Stacy knows.
Last time we went to
So I'm putting the hot glue on here, and I'm just going to touch this to it. So it'll hold it in place, because you don't want it to be floating around and getting stuck in the hair and hitting anybody in the face.
Christmas over.
You get like all the glue spider webs.
Maybe I missed it. Are you using resistors with your LEDs?
No.
Well, yes, these are pre-wired LEDs, so they already have resistors on them. When they come with pigtails. They come with pigtails, and they come with the resistor is already right in there. And it's all set up for us to use a 9-volt battery. And these are from Lighthouse LED. These are called pre-wired super bright LEDs.
And you can get them in any color, you can get them in flickering.
So we don't add a resistor. Like it's hard.
Horror Beauty says 800 for the snowman costume is a steal. You put a lot of work into that just to the max.
It takes about 3 days to make a snowman.
Did you used to do the texture differently in the beginning?
I have done it with cotton batting and latex. It makes a very heavy snowman, and it looks about the same.
Good night, Jennifer Q. Good night.
Good night, Jennifer. Pew, pew, pew.
So this is what we looked at before, and we're going to just pretty much repeat the process on this side. So I've got the hole there that the wiring will come out of, and I'll set this here, and we will we'll test another LED and make sure that it's red, because, you know, things.
So how many lights could you hook up to a 9-volt battery stand?
Until it explodes. That's,
That's a terrible answer.
I don't know that answer. I've never tried to daisy chain LEDs.
That's a terrible
10
answer.
tops.
Like, yeah, I've never tried to see how many I could go until I blew up a battery.
I consistently get 3 with no trouble.
So
2
we know
obviously
3.
do for that.
Definitely 3. After that, we can ask Alan, because I bet you if there was something he was going to blow up, he would know what would work. I mean, the more you put on, obviously, whatever the answer is, the less life you're going to get. So, you know, you're talking about substantially going through, or potentially going through a lot of batteries. Like for these particular LEDs, I don't know, but I've used LED strips before that you can daisy chain close to like 30 feet of them together with one battery, with like 2 AA batteries, and you don't lose any of the you don't lose any of the power of the lights. It doesn't cause the battery to drain too quick, so you can do a little bit more, you know, with those long LED strips that have the pre-built in. the
Power
question?
Beauty says a 9-volt battery is 500 to 800 mAh. Each LED uses about 20. So figure about 20 to 30 LEDs, something like that. Thank you, Power Beauty.
Okay, so that's math. And I'm not sure we do that around here.
English major? I
Dude.
promised there would be no math.
We also,
I know.
Don't you use math? So
one of the things that's great about here is our total commitment.
It's geometry.
We don't have any
It's
pencils, we have permanent markers, and nothing has a low setting, so we commit. You know, we'll just keep chaining them on. So what she's come up with, like with her math, 30 or something?
Power Beauty says, sorry, I won't math anymore.
Now I can't work because I had to do math.
Too much for snowman.
When will you be making the costume for the snowman pants?
Tomorrow.
How many of these LEDs can you put on a 9-volt battery before it won't work?
About 10.
There we go.
Okay, now they'll work, they'll just get dimmer. And then it actually shortens their lifespan because they're not getting enough power. And it's all about the milliamps. Those LEDs use about 20 milliamps each. So there you go.
There you go.
If you have to do the math from there,
Yeah, I warned him about that.
Can you send me the link for the LED lights?
Alan, who makes these LEDs?
Lighthouse LED. Lighthouse LED.
Lighthouse LEDs.
And they're a United States company. They're in Oregon or Washington State.
And they ship really fast.
You start using them too?
Oh, yeah. Or Ron Brian's almost something that to steal from me.
We don't do
Depending on the
that.
voltage of the LED, I know you can get up to 10 LEDs on a 9-volt battery before it doesn't have enough electricity. Custom Corpses says, I'm melting monster clay while I'm watching you guys tonight.
Hooray!
Ezekiel says, I knew someone that had the math. Blue River Lore asks, is it wired in parallel? Travis S., more monsters, less man.
They're light. They're
Wired in parallel?
Yeah.
Sure.
Y'all have any, that was a question.
Oh,
Is this wired in parallel?
No, they're
wired.
both hardwired up. There's just not enough of them to do it that way.
we had a conversation about that at Compass Lab, and one of the things is if you wanted to do that, these particular LEDs, they're not long enough. So it would have to go, you see right now it's planted here, this is in the eye, that's about as far out as it comes. They would have to be a lot longer.
But also, I don't want that.
Well, right, but we
Because
couldn't do it anyway.
here's why. When you wire it up in parallel, the good thing about that is one will stay on if one gets, you know what I mean? They won't all go out.
Right.
I don't want him to have one eye on and one eye off. So if one goes out, I want them both to go out. Because you can still work and act with no eyes lit up, then it's a regular mask.
There you go.
But if they only have one eye lit up, that actor's going to come out of the show and say, fix my eyes, and then,
Weird, winky print.
yeah, then they're not in the show and we're angry. Maybe we're not angry.
So there's your two reasons why. Because they're not long enough and we don't want them.
I don't want them, I don't want one to work without the other. I want the point of failure to be both of them go out.
See, stands a different. Do you know if they make black light LEDs? That would be really cool for my rock collection.
They do.
Will you stream live for your costume build tomorrow?
No. Tomorrow I also have to do YouTube Wednesday. So I have to shoot that video, get that video edited, and finish up some snowman costumes.
You can probably show them the snowman butt stuff.
Well, I already showed them that in other videos.
S-Boz, are those LEDs 3mm or 5mm?
Those are 3s.
Michelle Schulte, another early morning. Take care, everyone. Have a great night. Good night, Michelle.
Good night.
Thanks for hanging out with us while you could.
Good night.
I'm just going to make a quick band for the hat of the snowman. I didn't have a powerful enough red ribbon. The red was a little muted, and I don't like that. I need punch you in the face red for this hat band.
Aggressive red.
Do you have a video on the complete snowman build?
No, I don't. Again, that's something that I sell. You're in the shop just kind of watching me, and you can pick it up and put it all together. But ideally, I want you to buy this from me. You can figure out how to make one yourself. I've shown you all the steps, but I'm not going to do a step-by-step. This is a product that I sell. I want to make the monies.
Esbaz says, awesome, I'm looking at that site and I'm amazed at how affordable those lights are.
Right?
They really are.
Felicia says, band and blood red, of course. Riot Demon, why do you have a separate glue gun for black? Is it hard to switch colors?
It just wastes some glue, yeah. It's not hard to switch colors, but you know, I have enough glue guns where I can leave one for black. And somebody put clear in this glue gun, and I've had this glue gun for black for a while.
Is that part of the skirt?
This is a hat band. To go around the hat. Off camera, while Stan was talking, I measured around the hat, and it was about 18.5 inches, and I made this be 20 inches.
Snow, was that the same fabric you used for the pirate skirt?
No.
No, that whole bit was used up, I think, in the pirate.
Custom corpses, gotcha, no problem. Guess what? This might be the costume I'm going to buy from you. I have narrowed it down to 3. Nice.
You know, I mean, there's some products that I'm actively selling, so I don't go out of my way to show other people how to make them. I don't mind that other people make things that I make. I don't mind that they use techniques that I taught them to make, to make things to sell. I truly don't mind it. But I'm also not going to go out of my way to to teach myself out of something that I'm actively making for customers.
Custom corpses says, Krampus, werewolf, and now the snowman. Just trying to decide. 1980 says there's a baby Yoda floating in the SpaceX capsule. Yay! That's great. It was a dragon for the last one, wasn't it? There was
Probably,
a floating
yeah.
dragon. Yeah, loved it. Thank you, 1980. I'm going to check that out. I haven't got to see anything today about the SpaceX flight, so I want to check that out. Milton Knowles says, should I make sausage and bread with cheese for tea, or should I make spaghetti bolognese with the pasta substituted with the little tube-shaped ones with the pointy on the end?
I would probably go with the pasta bolognese.
All right, David, you're right. Last one was a dinosaur. That's right. I thought it was a dragon. You're right. It was a dinosaur. It's a baby Yoda. That just makes me stupid happy. We're going to have to see that. Chad Smith, I want to make stocking caps for my Yule Lad masks. What is a good way to make a pattern for one?
I mean, go to Google and put in Santa hat pattern. Now, stocking caps are a little bit different, but I think you'll be able to look at it and figure out the difference. Move it back a little bit, because I'm going to put hair around the edge.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So give me that room to put hair like around the bottom of the mouth and stuff. Because the whole hood is fur,
Yep.
and then we'll do the hair, and that blends it in and makes it look great.
Is, like,
Yeah, perfect.
that going to be enough? For
Yep.
And what we were,
Nope. So strange. I mean, when I saw that, I was like, what's that about? And these were colors that are regular. Awesome
Yes.
colors. So John C., what John C. say?
That guy.
That guy's great.
Can't
Big
trust that
River
John
Lore
C.
says never give away stuff that folks are willing to pay for.
Well, no, I do all the time. And honestly, there isn't a secret that I have in the shop that I haven't given away over one point or another. But I also believe, in a way, you guys should do a little bit of the work. I don't normally do big materials lists on my videos. If you want to make it, watch the video a couple times and write down what you need. You know, it's all the information is there. I don't have to spoon feed it to you. And that is part of a protection that I kind of put in from, I hate to say this, folks who are not willing to work. Everything that I do to make the snowman, I have taught you at some point or another. One of the YouTube comments that I will remember forever, I'll remember this YouTube comment forever, is, Alan, when you made this, you made it blue. And that's really cool, but could you show yourself making a green one? I want mine to be green. And I had to say, well, just where I painted it blue, you just paint it green. I mean, you got this. You can figure that out. If you are a person who makes things, you can figure out exactly how to make the whole snowman from all the videos that I've done. Just kind of put it together. That's your final, you know? And then you undercut me, and I'll never have to make another snowman because you got the snowman market covered. And I get to make something else. Did a dog toot? They were bad the other night.
They had thing what that was. They had eggs? Oh, God.
Leftover scrambled eggs. No, we won't be doing that again. Okay, so I have a 3-part.
Hold on, Bella's having a nightmare. Bella. 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 You're home, Bella. You're home and you're safe. You don't have to have a nightmare. You relax. There you go. There you go. What do you have on your mouth? You've been eating stuff. Okay. Here we go. And I have 2 hat names. Yes, I'm ready.
Custom corpses, Krampus, Werewolf, and the Snowman. This question is, out of the 3, which gets the most scares, and what would you choose?
The snowman gets the most scares, but you can use the werewolf all year long. The Krampus has a season where he's most useful, and the snowman has a season where he's most useful. Werewolves are always awesome. And also, werewolves have a very heavy attachment to Christmas, too. There's a big Christmas tie-in with werewolves, believe it or not.
Really?
E&J Outdoor Adventure says, I guess it can't be nice because I try to make my snowman nice and everybody thinks it's cool.
Well, that might be a bit of the uncanny valley showing through.
Bob Adaza thinks that down has Frosty Snowman playing his head. Alicia says, I am missing a pup. Harvey says she's poking at the mouth. They go follow that face, puppies. Let's see. Bob Adaza says, how lazy was the puppy? Justin Hill says, I feel like you were one of the first to do a Krampus mask once, and I've never heard of Krampus before your old videos, and then the movie happened.
Yes, I was. I have loved Krampuses for a long time, and it just so happened I thought that they were great characters to incorporate into a Christmas-themed haunted attraction. So we did them at dark hour, and then the movie came out a couple years after dark hour was doing their Christmas.
Bella having a nightmare of breaking some hearts.
Oh.
Right. When my dogs have nightmares, I wake them up by speaking to them, and I tell them that they're home, and I tell them that nothing can get them because they are safe. And it's 90% true.
Warmongers are very sweet. The answer is in my massive spare time. Warmonger would like to know when I'm starting my cooking channel.
Not done, but there is with a hat.
What is the Christmas tie-in with werewolves?
So anyone born on Christmas Day was thought to be sacrilegious, and because they stole Jesus' birthday. So they were destined to become a werewolf when they got older.
Interesting.
As one does.
And also, there's a mass gathering of werewolves in France on Christmas Day.
Us, of course, just thinking snowman, but I'm a large guy. Can you do one fit?
Sure.
Harvey said, so my dad's a werewolf. That jerk never told me after all these years.
Well,
Try and catch up, guys.
that's what they say. The ubiquitous they. I'm about to tell you guys, ubiquitous is a word I just used, and I don't really even know what it means.
You used it right.
I did.
Henry Haynes, awesome snowman hat. Love the top hat at a jaunty angle.
Yes, jaunty angle's important.
Lee Gray Wolf Lopez. Did someone ask for a wolf?
Renee?
Thank you, War Monitor. I appreciate it.
You bellow.
Okay. Hate to admit it, but I had to look up Uncanny Valley to see what it means. I'm not as educated as you, but you were spot on with the word.
I've been doing this monstery stuff quite a bit. Like haunted houses or something, I do a lot. So
Alexa, set a timer for Grouch for 10 minutes.
That timer, 10 minutes, starting now.
Did it say grout timer?
it did, and we're not even mad. This is a little sprig of holly and berries. I didn't make this, I bought it. I didn't feel the need to reinvent the artificial holly and berries game either. I'm just a crafty slacker.
What did you use for the understructure of the snow? I want to make a scary mascot head like Jack the Boss. I think it would be a similar concept.
3/8 inch EVA foam, i.e. foam floor mats from Harbor Freight.
1980 says snowmen don't fart, they windshield. David Padadaza says, wait, you do haunted houses? Do you ever make monster masks in snow?
Rarely.
Ezekiel says, kisses under the holly, whomever is closest to stand. Sorry, bud.
Well, the holly is like kept in the drawer right at Stan's kneecaps.
Oh man.
So
Listen,
yeah, I'm not doing that
keep it
one.
at
Yeah, I
shoulder-
know.
Keep it at shoulder level, it's fine.
Milton Knowles is eating chocolate chip cookies.
Ain't
And
that kind of
Warlock
show.
says, I hope you cut the root cap off of that carrot. The root crap off of that carrot.
No, I leave it on because I leave it on. I like the look of it. It adds a little bit, and because it is root crap, just like you were saying. One of the best things that so
Padadaza just said, I like that root crap.
when you
Leave the root crap.
when you wear a fake Christmas tree costume, what I always do is I give them ornaments to throw on the ground. Okay, so you're in this fake Christmas tree, and you just throw an ornament on the ground like 3 feet from the tree. What do? They go to put it back on the tree. So, so then they're concentrating and they're about to get to you, and you can and get a good scare. With this, people want to touch this dangly nose tip, so they go up, and right when they're there, that's when you get your scare. So it's almost like bait. This is not root crap. This is an anglerfish
Fish
lure.
lure, yeah.
That's an anglerfish lure right there. Because somebody wants to clean that up.
Everybody is like a
And they reach up, they go, blah! You know.
Warmonger says, I knew you'd defend the reef trap.
You know I will. There are no accidents. There's only Scott Brown. Wait, there's only, yeah, plans.
Good night, Misty. Mr. Brooks says, love it, Alan. What I will do is when I come down to that visit sometime this year or next after January, if I need to wait, I'll let you measure me and we can do it at the
Okay. Yes, you have.
Done got fur.
Done got furred.
And I hit that line with blue under the hat, gives it a little bit of shading. Yeah, I'll do that next. I'm gonna grab myself some clear silicone caulking while Stan entertains you.
So yeah,
A little soft sheet.
this one's finished. I'm just positioning the eyes where I want them. I put some hot glue where these where the sockets are, and I'm just letting it cool enough. So one of the things we also don't do, like these are great. These LEDs are great, but they're a little fragile. So you've got to make sure when you're adjusting them, you don't grab the front and try to twist and pull. So I do my best to go from behind and just hold it in place till the glue dries. And here's LED Krampus number 2. And only one more to go for tonight. Really want to put that snowman head on the islands in the back.
Do it, Dan. Do it.
You gonna be back there a minute?
What's that?
Are you gonna be back there for a minute?
Sure.
Okay. Not because I'm gonna do anything or
What are you
anything.
doing?
I really want to put that on.
Peer pressuring him. That's what's happening. I made him do this. Before my will.
Hey, Gene. Gene says, I keep liking, but it doesn't total. No idea what's going on tonight, Gene. There is a little bit of strangeness going on with YouTube, but thank you so much for clicking it. It was awesome of you, and we appreciate you doing it. Glad you're here. And I'm watching. Here goes Stan, guys. Oh my lord. You have to move that camera up a bit.
Yeah, move the
It's
camera.
going to look a lot like Stanless.
Stan this.
That's cool.
The vision's good, right?
Yeah, I can see I can see all the way out to here. Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys can't see down in his hat unless, well, like even up here, like you can't see down into his hat.
Right.
So, yeah. Then there's a scarf, and then there is a torso, a big torso thing, and then there is, Stacy has made his arms and hands today.
Let's see. I put that behind him.
Yeah. So, there. Would you put it back on my stand so I can finish it? That's awesome.
Margie says, tonight is Stan's night. Thanks, man. Lisa says, it's beautiful. Hey, Gray Hawkins.
Hi, Gray.
Got all around. Margie says, I want to see the costume. This makes me so happy. Please take a picture of it all together. He has arms too, right?
Yes. So the sleeves, there's a big snowman torso all around this, and then your arms, of course, stick out of the torso, and so you have these gloves. And show them that fabric up close.
Hey, Robert White.
Looks like a tree. Because I think that's snowman creepy. Thank you, Stacy.
You're welcome.
You're a fine tree shirt model.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
What's that?
So if this whole sewing thing doesn't work out.
Right. And now this is a crystal clear silicone caulking. And it's not silicone, it's a crystal clear caulking that I put on the snowman. And I'm using it to I have two types of attachment on the nose. One is the caulking. The other, of course, was the hot glue that I stuck it on there with originally. And then with this, I'm also going to build up some ice in some spots. And I'm going up under the hat also as another way of gluing the hat on.
Gene Medley said the lemon channel.
Hey, thanks.
Justin Hill, I have a problem with mass paint possibly clogging my single action airbrushes. Do you have any solution?
What kind of mask paint are you using? And what kind of single action airbrush are you using?
Yeah, they gotta skip over a bit here to catch up. I got you, Justin. Justin is asking about the airbrush.
Yeah, I asked him a question and I need to answer.
I'm waiting for his answer. 1980, remember the bug picture hands? What if you had a modified tree branch hand with stick pictures?
Yeah, it's a possibility.
Mike
Again,
says,
the suit only costs so much, so I'm not going to add that on, you know. All of those additions, they just add money, you know.
Alan, don't forget to bring your silicone in from the outside.
Yes, I will.
Your call.
Thank you, Mike.
It's
All right.
Cassandra Melander, I know you have it set for how the snowman will be made. I just think it would be awesome with long, articulating fingers that look like twigs.
Oh, look, if we could get some Gary Fay hands for these, like
Yeah.
somebody who's buying these, make the investment, get some Gary Fay hands. Okay. Because they would be killer with this. Gary, if you're watching, partner with us.
While they would, the issue with that then though is for the gag that this is, have you invested too much, you know?
Oh, asking
Alexa,
about Gary Fay hands.
Google it.
Yeah.
Google it.
This one too.
Guys, right now, here we go. I got it.
Yeah, you can wire that one up.
Hang on just a second.
Or do you want to paint it first?
No, go ahead.
Guys, this is the link to what Stacy was just talking about. Gary Fay makes some amazing articulated hands, and I am putting the link on so you guys can see it, and you can see what she's talking about, which that could look very cool with Snowman. Justin Hill, distortions, mix, mask paint, Harbor Freight, single action airbrush.
Okay, Justin, are you using latex house paint or are you using acrylic paint? Are you using latex house paint or are you using acrylic?
There you go, Harvey. She says, yeah, this is cool, so I'm floating around and one had no clue who made them. That's Gary Fay.
Yep.
You're welcome, Felicia. J says, great masks, I'm liking them.
Thanks.
Here you go, Baba Daza. James Starr says, that's cool. Yeah, they're saying they couldn't hear you, Stacy. I
Oh,
think
sorry.
what we've got, guys, is with we just have to project more with
The air scrubbers.
the air scrubbers. Yeah, sometimes they say they can't hear me and I'm across the room. So we're trying to speak louder, guys. Thank you. Ooh, 1980 says the Leonard meteor shower peaks tonight. Ooh, glad we have to see that from here. It's so dark.
Is that tonight? I thought it was like next week.
He says it peaks. Baba Daza says, wow, the gallery, the tree ones are the last item are amazing. Ezekiel wants to know if he's going to have carrot snot.
No. What I just put on is I just put on some icicles.
Here you go, Lisa. Kristen Hill is using latex house paint.
Okay. And is your single action airbrush the one from Harbor Freight?
Yes.
Are you talking about? Okay. Here's your tip and your trick. Hold on.
Okay.
It's good. Yeah, the rest hair is gonna kill it.
Yep.
So these bottles,
I knew Lisa would see that. He says it just builds up with the latex, so it makes super fine lines with short.
okay, now this doesn't give you super fine lines, so this is not a super fine line airbrush. However, when you're, see that sewing pin that I was putting there? These are sewing pins. That is how you store those. So that's not going to dry. That's not going to, can I get focus on that? Yeah, all right, so that's not going to dry out now. I have both of those holes filled. That's how you store this. Both of those holes filled, sitting there. Now it won't dry out in these little tubes, which is part of the big problem. Yeah, so there you go. But that's a trick for these guys. Also, I keep a little wire brush over here, and I just keep a little wire brush that I can just brush the end of this off with. So, yep. Store it just like that, holes filled, so nothing dries out. The drying out in the holes is the main problem. All right, so
Mike Tenez just joined your live. That looks awesome. Now I'm going to have to back up the video to watch from the beginning.
hey, thanks. Glad you enjoyed it.
Gaza says all the beautiful details make this snow beast next level.
So now I use poly twinkle flakes. Okay, these are little plastic shards that are multi-refractant, and they emit lots of colors of light. Very sparkly snow. And I'm going to put that on with spray adhesive.
Sadika says, Cobweb, look away, here comes the glitter. Richard Gladden, I made my icicles with hot glue and then I glued them on.
Yeah, I just don't like how hot glue's not as clear. It's not as ice is clear. So I don't like hot glue for icicles. I know a lot of people do it because they got it, it's right there, and it's close, but it's not as good as this Lexel stuff.
Alan, have you thought about making a scary Rudolph? By the way, I love the mask.
I have done a scary Rudolph in the past. And with my goat mask, I was really looking forward to being able to do that this year. I'm just not going to have time. And then I do a little bit just in some various spots. And I don't want to wait too long because I'll lose where I put that glue. I'll forget.
Okay, 1980 says, I'll be joining a group of Disney enthusiasts this weekend. We will be dressing in bright orange and reenacting scenes from Bambi. Only 1980.
Hooray!
Do we have a link for the smuggling stuff?
It's just Hobby Lobby. I get it at Hobby Lobby. Yes, it is $6.99 for that size bag, and that bag is probably 2 years old. But I don't use a lot of it. Let that glue set up about 10 seconds. Don't just jump it on there right now. You want to let it get tacky. if you have a bad seam on your hat, let's say, cover that sucker up.
David Kitana says hello. Gene Medley says, I'm learning a lot, but most importantly is the unintended lessons that I need a bigger garage.
Yes, you do.
Alicia F says all the craft stores and even some dollar stores have it around Christmas.
Yeah, it's these poly flakes. The poly flake snow is the good stuff, man.
Ezekiel says, don't mean to be a pain. Can you hold up the bag of sparkly stuff? I don't not know Hobby Lobby.
Well, I think this is like Hobby Lobby brand. So, but this is called Soft Snow Twinkle Flakes. It's this. Whoever sells fake snow, they're gonna have this stuff.
Warmonger says, Alan's applying glitter like a chef sprinkling salt. Bam!
Are you ready for Salt Guy? There you go. That's how you do it.
That was for you. Our Beauty says, it's snowing in the studio. Milton Knowles says, it's so nice to watch someone make an awesome snowman in the middle of summer. It's nearly too hot to be alive at the moment, and I'm indoor with the air conditioning. What do I do this?
So it's not true right now.
Jones!
I'll spray on the first.
Twinkle Flakes is a great stage name.
Like,
Jones!
Told me that in high school.
What you doing, kitty cat?
Jones is here.
Jones is here, making himself known.
Jones! Solange!
I know, I'm sorry. Come here.
Oh, Jones.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Quality kitten loving.
Robert is getting ready for Turkey Day. Twinkle Flakes.
Now we make this one look like that one.
Careful for chicken. Come here. Oh, that's my boy.
You hear Jonesy the cat. Now you can see Jonesy the cat.
Jonesy. He's a handsome boy. I'm so handsome. How do you put the mask on? Does it have a strap?
No, if you back up like 5 minutes, you can see Stan put it on. This is EVA foam, so it's closed in the back, but it opens up and you just fit your head. The bottom is a hole, so you just put in a bucket, so it just goes on your bucket head.
Ezekiel says, phew, I found it. I was fearing if I Googled sprinkle flakes, I'd end up on a club on the other side of town.
Yeah, you might.
Hi, Jonesy. Hi, Jonesy. Everybody's saying hi to Jonesy.
Hashtag Twinkle Flakes, yo.
Baba Dazza says, I'm naming our next cat Twinkle Flakes Jones. He's so social, he's always something profound to say. Angie says, who needs kids when you got pets?
You ain't lying.
Warmonger says, Jonesy is reading the comments. And Big River Laura says, looks like an alien survivor. You are correct, Big River Laura. David Quintana, we got 4 cats, but my terrier will only let me have my dog. Brenda Miller says 7 people and we're crafting. One of them is using glitter. How many crafting products have glitter?
7. And it's more like 21, because that glitter is going to show up in that space for the next 30 times you go there.
Ezekiel says as soon as Jones turns up, Spooky comes a running.
So I'll tell you what, guys. Here's something that happened. I used black hot glue when I put on this nose. And from the side here, you can see that black hot glue. And that is a big mistake. And I'm going to have to take this all apart and redo it, because I don't want to see that black hot glue. Or I could just shove some snow on there. And you'll never know. Ta-da! Yeah, that's why I wasn't worried about that hot glue peeking out. I knew I could cover it up with snow.
RLBYO2, you do good work, but I'm really not into the creepy stuff. I just like watching your videos.
Well, awesome.
Milton Knowles says, I want to name my firstborn son Twinkle Flake. I mean, if he could survive that name, he could survive anything.
A man named Sue.
I was gonna say, boy named Sue
Hello.
may give you some kind of warning
Jones.
in regards to do that. to
What you doing, buddy?
Could I send you a picture of something I'm working on and a reference picture I'm using to get your advice on how to achieve my goal? So where can I send you a message? Hang on, Monster, I got you.
Absolutely. The wife is on it.
Jones. Here. Come say hi.
Jones, I really enjoy something.
I am not a great business person because I do have like consultation rates, but I love talking about monsters and haunted houses and building stuff and all that. So the trick is just to get me talking and don't ask what my consultation rate is. That's the trick.
Therein lies the rub. You know one of those?
Yes, and it should be right inside the back of that door. Oh, and what I'm using for the ice, in case you guys are wondering, it's this right here. It's Lexel, the tough elastic sealant for every job. Right there.
Custom courses, think of how to train your wife. I used your screen strainer to strain my monster clay just now.
Oh.
Sneak out this morning and buy her a new one?
Yes.
I didn't tell you to do that one. Yeah, it sounds like you're busted. You're in trouble. I would never use my wife's stuff in my shop. Why are you laughing? I used to do that all the time. It's harder now that it's in a different building.
Mama Daza asks, who answers the most emails? Me or you?
I hate to say this, but I think I still answer more.
Well,
But my wife has greatly helped my workload, so that means they all get answered now.
if you're asking for technical things and questions on products and such like that, if you're asking, you know, for some basic things, I can knock those out, but most of it's out. It really depends on what the email is asking.
A good bit of it is knowledge specific because
Yeah.
people have very specific questions.
Do you ever
Um,
use dry ice to make it look like it's melted?
No, because dry ice is so temporary. Dry ice is going to last a minute, and that's just not an effect. One of the things that we have to do in haunted houses, a movie could do that, but in haunted houses, it has to do it for 8 hours. You know, it has to work, it has to last, and it's just not practical. Dry ice is not something that you can do over a long length of time and have it be any kind of cost effective.
The warmonger says, shove the strainer back in the door and play Dumb would ask about it.
I don't know what happened. That's a good idea, Warmonger. Yeah, you're single, aren't you?
Milton Knowles says, yay, orange cat. My dog loves orange cat, says he thinks they're all my parents' cat. I love this orange cat. Any hints on how to get the clay out? Past custom courses, we're talking about the string.
No, man. Like monster clay gets in everything. Like that's ruined. But leave that in your shop. I mean, you can put it in boiling water, and that'll help.
You'll have a strainer and a
Put it
pot
in
with
boiling
cover.
water, but then you're going to have a pan that's also ruined. Like that's not. No, don't do that. No. I hate to say that to you, but no. You made poor choices.
What about using a fogger
Um,
for that, talking about the melting?
sure. I mean, yeah. I mean, it would make it look foggy. Yes.
Really saying this is throw it out, change it up and sleep it. Alan, how about an icicle hanging off the hat?
I may do that. I did that on the other one. I do them up there in that top edge just to add some visual interest.
Good night, Blue River Lore. The Baba Gaza, cut your losses, go to new one.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And they sell them at the dollar store, so yeah, you're not even going to be out a lot.
Yeah, they're getting so much good cream.
So there I made some little ice columns coming off of the hat. See that? Little like icicles coming down.
What's that? There's something wrong with him. He doesn't like it.
You don't have a beard.
What's that?
You don't have a beard.
Got rid of it over the weekend.
He doesn't understand dudes without beards.
He didn't like me before.
Well,
I shouldn't say that. He just
Doyle is your
Doyle's my buddy. He will come and see me when he's around.
I think I'm good with ice on him. Okay. Let's get rid of that extreme close-up. Snow.
Be better with his ears peeled back out. I think he was getting ready to finish.
Cotton, some sweet trash. What happened? So Martin Thomas got sweet trash. It's like, man, so
Again, I only do like 2 spots before I move on before I grab the snow, because I don't want to forget where I put the glue, because the glue is pretty transparent. Always cover the sticky spot. You don't want to leave that.
Cats have little windows and windows. Jenkins, now comes to bed, she's all over. She's, what's bed? Right there.
Better there.
Look up to bed, it's like, oh, people. She, Dustin Corpses loves the snowman. Warmonger says, don't forget to twinkle flake the root crap.
I don't twinkle flake the root crap. I want to leave that root twinkle flake free.
Wabagaza, is the ice glue called Excel? Is that right?
Lexel, Lexel.
I'm not sure.
Mind your business.
Thanks for trying, Alexa. Thanks for trying. I'm wondering, like, why is this yellow? It's reflecting the orange from my shirt on the snowflakes. It's not yellow.
Kevin Donovan, make sure you give him a slight snot sickle. Ezekiel says, a shaved off line, kisses with the light is more important than a sticky soup stringer. Brenda Miller says, my husband used my spaghetti stringer, and I don't know what for. And he said, yeah, you don't want that. You don't want that back.
Oh, God.
Abort. Don't even ask.
Yeah,
That was
just,
a good answer, though. It was colorful.
there was a time when glitter roots was a thing, and,
What a terrible idea that was. Yeah, what a terrible
I
idea.
mixed that stuff with hair gel and brushed it in at my roots. I had like a faux hawk thing going on. It was cool.
It wasn't, but you thought so at the time, and that's what's important. And no one could tell you nay.
That's true. That's true to this day.
And now, I blow off the excess snow. Anything that's not stuck down, I don't want flying around.
Wait till I wear a black hoodie, and then you want and it snows in Texas. It does, Parker Beauty. It does. I would not say it snows often.
Okay. So gang, we got 2 snowmen done tonight. We got a Grinch bird. We got probably 4 Krampuses wired up.
Grouch, you want to get sued?
Oh, Grouch. I didn't say nothing. I'm sorry, Disney. Why the Google moderators are here. They're trying to watch me catch me slipping up. All right. 2 snowmen. Ready to go, men. That was my plan for the evening, so I'm pretty done now. Yeah, I guess we're gonna cut it short tonight. Any questions, wife? We're doing a question and answer period now. The end of the class.
Mama Naza says that she expects your glitter courage.
Glitter ain't for sissies.
1980 says the fluffs are sparkling. In case you blew that out there. It's awesome. It was great. Good night. Had fun. Can't wait for YouTube Wednesday. Said Realms. Riot Peanut loves them. Ben Godbook says it's great. Great intro. It's great. You're awesome. Thanks again, Alan, and company.
Thanks.
Good night. God bless you all. Good night, JLI. It's very sweet.
Wyatt, say goodnight.
Gina Jones.
Okay.
Okay, Jones.
I'll get
Nice
Jones.
to see you.
Jones,
Really?
Jones, you're gonna say goodnight?
Really, all of you guys want us to see.
Majestic as heck.
Good night, everybody.
Heckin'
John
majestic.
says good night.
Say goodnight.
Good night.
Say goodnight, Stan.
Good night, Stan. See you guys later.
Thanks, guys.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out while we made snowmen and other fun Christmas monsters. Y'all are great. Have a great night. Thanks for watching and hanging out. Go make stuff.